So what'd the RCMP have to say?
That they're still watching Raymond Myers?
That's it. They know he's a child pornographer, right?
Yeah, I believe they're aware of that.
And that he'd be a big help to us with Ambleton.
I've conveyed that too,
And?
And nothing. We have to keep our hands off him. Hey, I'm joining Dan for a drink tonight. You want to come?
Third wheel? I don't think so.
Why? What have you got planned?
Takeout and Millionaire.
Oh, jeez. Sounds like you and I have switched lives.
Let's try not to sound so happy about it.
Hey, I'm just saying, I feel your pain.
Definitely detect some happiness.
I'm not happy. I'm gloating.
Allie, no! He's a cop.
He's a cop?
On your feet, Fernandez. What the hell was that? I had to give it a shot, man.
Someone give me a hand here?
Sorry, Mick.
Steve.
Yeah. But you don't like the new look?
No. Yeah. You look good. How you been?
Good. Just doing a little UC. Keeping the hands dirty, you know?
How's, Barb?
Your guess is as good as mine. Divorced about 9 months ago now.
Oh, it's too bad.
We'll see you around sometime.
Sure.
Looks like a better bet than Regis.
Man, is he an idiot?
Way better bet than Regis. Okay. His name is Steve Campbell. We almost had this thing when I was working gangs.
Almost?
Oh, God, this is so embarrassing. We were at a party, and after this big bust, and I'd had a few drinks, and suddenly I thought he looked like Brad Pitt. So I followed him around all night, and then I ended up alone with him in the bathroom.
Elegant.
Yeah, I said it was embarrassing. So anyway, we're making out in the bathroom, and I ask him if he wants to go somewhere more comfortable.
Toilet wasn't good enough for you.
And he pulls away and he says, I can't, I'm married. Of course, I say I don't care.
Has he?
At that point, I don't think it would have mattered if his wife was watching.
No wife anymore.
Yeah, I got that.
Ooh, he cleans up good.
Hey, Mick.
Hey.
Got a proposition for you. Guy we brought in yesterday, named Victor Fernandez, ring a bell?
No.
Come on, Mick, you forget the old days already? What about the Diablos, remember them?
Yeah, they're a street gang from Portland.
Fernandez is one of them. He says he's got some information on one of your cases. Interested?
Don't forget, Mickey, we got this Ambleton thing.
Yeah, but this is a cold case. Right, Steve?
Maria Estevez. Know the file? Used to run with Los Infernales. They were the major competition for the Diablos in the coke biz before they went tits up. Fernandez says that Manuel Diaz, former leader of the Diablos, killed her.
Is this Fernandez reliable?
He's my informant.
So why is he in jail?
Tried to bolt with a couple of keys.
Good job turning him. What happened to your charm?
Wrong gender, I guess.
So, he betrayed both his boys and you so far. You really like his story?
I thought I'd leave that up to the professionals. He's in interrogation.
Great.
Maria and Manuel had a thing for each other.
Yeah? So then why'd you kill her?
Pressed to become a leader of the Diablos.
Thought he was.
Oh, he became that after he killed Maria.
But he quit the Diablos about 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Why?
So your statement is Manuel Diaz killed Maria Estevez?
Hey, that's what he told me. So you still find the coke in my car, Campbell?
Not if this is the truth.
Hey, on my mother, man.
So Savalas, election's coming up. Who are you voting for?
Where the hell's Allie?
Probably shouldn't go with Steed. Now with his campaign manager's face pinned to our suspect wall.
We can't get near Myers.
He's a goddamn kitty pornographer.
Yeah, who's part of a ring the Mounties aren't ready to bust yet. We have to keep our distance.
Okay, fearless leader, what do we do?
Find me another Sheldon Kennedy.
Excuse me?
Someone who's ready to talk. Look, there are over 50 students of Ambleton here. Surely somebody in this pile has something interesting to say.
So where's Mickey?
She's helping a guy from gangs for a couple of days.
Oh, yeah? Who's she working with?
A guy named Steve Campbell.
Oh.
What?
Well, she better keep her legs crossed. He's been on a tear ever since him and his old lady split.
Well, I'm sure Mickey knows what she wants. Let me know if you find anything.
Her name's Maria Estevez. She died May 15th, 1996. An autopsy report will do fine, okay? Yeah. Thanks, Lara. Hey, so Victor's story. What do you think?
Maria's body was found near the Pitt River Bridge. When the Diablos were fighting the Infernales, that's where the losers ended up. And if Maria was associated with the Infernales, that would make her one of the losers.
Did you ever meet Manuel?
Oh, yeah. That's the only thing that's got me a little leery about Victor's story. Spent a lot of time with Manuel. I never mentioned anything about a Maria.
Yeah, well, it's been my experience that men can keep a lot of secrets when it comes to women.
Colander, you came on to me. As far as I can recall, I was pretty straight up about being married.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if maybe you were too drunk to remember.
Well, I wouldn't forget one of the stupidest mistakes I ever made.
So, what do we know about Maria?
She wasn't the type you make for a gang member, but she was wearing Infernale's colors when we pulled her out of the river.
What makes her not the type?
Immigrated from Colombia in '94, worked in Shaughnessy as a nanny for one of these two career types.
Kid's first word was probably mañana.
You got that right. Anyhow, Maria looked like the kind of kid who was trying to get ahead. Had a steady job, took ESL classes at night. Her employees liked her a lot. But she wore the colors.
You talked to the Infernales?
Yeah, they're upset she's dead.
What about Diablos?
I didn't know about her connection to Diablos till today. But Diablos knocking knees with Infernales in the middle of a gang war?
There'd be suspects in both gangs.
Yeah, but why Manuel? I mean, why would he kill her?
They're goddamn Colombians. Who knows? Maybe she insulted his mother.
We used to call this Maria Poppins Park.
Cute.
Yeah, I think Nanny and Shaughnessy spend time here. How's your Spanish?
Passable.
Good. Perdón? ¿Puedo hablar con usted? Soy un policía.
Tenemos preguntas sobre una mujer joven, María Estevez.
Elaine? Elaine? Es la policía.
May I help you?
Yeah, hi. I'm Detective Colander. It's Detective Campbell. We're here investigating the murder of Maria Estevez.
A little late. 6 years.
Well, we're on it now. Did you know her as a gang member?
I knew her as a nice girl.
Associated with the gang.
Yes.
Was Manuel Diaz one of the Diablos, her boyfriend?
Stupid girl.
Why do you say that?
Oh, she was associated with the Infernales, yet she bragged all the time about Manuel, about how he was going to be the leader of the Diablos one day.
Do you think the Infernales knew this?
No,
If you're afraid of them, they're no longer a threat.
I'm not afraid of them. Little boys stealing cars and selling drugs, they're nobody to be afraid of.
Who is?
You. Ten years it took me to get this. Working overtime, no weekends, no time off. For 10 years, I eat your shit so that I can get this piece of paper. All these women here do.
Oh, well, you have the paper, so there's no reason to be doing that.
I'm not.
What do you do now?
I work at a health collective.
Then what are you doing down here?
These women do not get time off to go see a doctor. I come to them.
All right, thanks. Her last employer, Monica and Ian Pearson, do you know them?
Yeah. Yeah, I know them.
Andrea, I just want to ask you a few questions about a couple of students that went to Ambleton. Billy Wells and Michelle Ripley. Did you know them?
Which one did you know better?
Bill.
Yeah? What can you tell me about him? Were you at the school when he and Michelle ran away?
Yeah.
Do you know why they ran away?
Anyone would run if they could.
Why didn't you?
Nowhere to go.
What was it about Ambleton that made them want to run?
It was a bad place.
Okay. How about a little more than that?
I gotta go.
We could really use your help.
I said I gotta go. I gotta get to my job.
This will just take a minute.
No, it's okay. Go to your job.
I wasn't finished.
Yeah, but she was. At least for now.
It was an awful thing that happened to Maria, but we should have seen it coming.
Why is that?
Just take Bobby downstairs, could you, Claudia? Thank you. We both knew Maria was associated with a gang.
You hired a gang member to look after your kids?
We didn't know it at the time. She was so good with Bobby.
She was taking language classes, thinking about community college. We thought she was heading on the right track.
Trouble is, neither of those things is as exciting as a boyfriend and a fast car.
What was Manuel like?
Excuse me?
Manuel Diaz, her boyfriend?
Yeah?
Her boyfriend's name wasn't Manuel, it was Jorge.
Well, that's not what we've heard.
Well, then you heard wrong. Her boyfriend's name was Jorge Escobar.
What gang did he belong to?
Same one she did, the Infernales.
Maybe she had nothing to do with the Diablos. Maybe your guy's yanking your chain.
I doubt that. Fernandez is still in custody. He knows if he lies to me, he ain't moving.
Oh, yeah? Who's Jorge?
Mickey, Laura dropped off the autopsy report you asked for.
All right.
Kind of awful, isn't it?
It's a murder.
It's a double murder. Maria Estevez was pregnant when she was killed.
Mr. Jorge Escobar, thanks for coming in. So you made a lot of your new life here in Canada? Make yourself comfortable, sir.
We're here to ask you some questions about your old girlfriend.
You knock her up?
Not that I know of.
You know she was sleeping with one of the Diablos. Is that why you killed her?
What are you talking about?
Where were you the night she was murdered?
Smoking rock with my homeboys.
That's the best you got.
It's what I was doing. Any more questions? I want my lawyer here.
What was that?
Excuse me?
I thought you wanted a professional on this.
I do.
Okay, then let me ask the questions. You don't walk in there and leap on the guy for murder.
Hey, don't I? I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I handle the next one.
You are still a tiger, aren't you?
You still talk before you think. Did you know Maria was pregnant?
No, but there was a boyfriend, so I suppose it's no great surprise.
Only one boyfriend.
Jorge was the only one I ever saw, but I suppose there could have been others.
And you didn't notice a change in her in the weeks before she was killed?
She was always great with my children.
Yeah, but Maria, did she act differently?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Hey, Andrea.
I already told you all I can tell you.
I just need to ask you a couple more things.
No, I can't. My boss is already pissed off I was late
I'll talk to
yesterday.
him.
No.
Andrew, listen to me. I'm not going to go away. What happened to you kids at Ambleton was wrong. Now, I want to make it right, but I need you to help me.
Not here. Come to my apartment tonight.
Where were you?
Oh, just having a little chat with Fernandez.
And you didn't see a reason to include me?
Hey, Fernandez, go back. Thought a little man was in order.
I can buy that. What'd he say?
Gave up where Diaz is. Seems when he got out of the life, he really runs a business now.
And I bet you know where that is.
I figure it's time to say hola.
Hola.
Can I have a minute? I've been looking at the Maria Estevez file.
Christine, our receptionist, thinks she's an amateur detective.
I think I found a way you might be able to find out who fathered Maria Estevez's baby. You interested? Okay. Around the time that Maria was murdered, The Vancouver coroner's office was involved in a project with an institute in Ontario that was involved in stem cell research.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Maria Estevez's fetus was donated to that project.
And 6 years later, what's left of that?
Maybe everything. The Krakow Institute, the one that was in charge of the research project, was also associated with the Kingston Memorial Hospital. Well, shortly after Maria was murdered, the politically correct brigade forced a moratorium on the research. It's quite possible that Maria's fetus is still somewhere in that hospital.
And if it is, we can do a DNA match and find out who the father is.
Exactly.
Well, what are you waiting for? Go play find the fetus.
Hey, Manuel. Remember me?
Yeah. What name are you using now?
Need to ask you a few questions about your life at the Diablos.
Ancient history, my friend.
That ancient history include Maria Estevez?
There's a rumor that you and her were lovers. Any truth to that?
She was associated with the Infernales. No.
Don't shit me, Manuel. We just finished talking to some of her friends who say that she bragged about going out with you.
Okay, I knew her. Happy?
Well, it's a start. Why'd you leave the Diablos? I heard you were their leader.
Wanted more to life, you know? Been dealing crack outside a SkyTrain station. Makes sense to you?
Maybe.
I knew Maria Estevez. Hell, there was a time I even loved her. But I had nothing to do with her death.
Manuel, did you know Maria was pregnant at the time of her death?
No. No, I didn't.
So do you believe him?
About what? Pregnancy or the murder?
Either.
I don't know about the pregnancy, but I don't see him as a murderer. I think Jorge's a better bet. Makes more sense. He's more badass than Manuel.
Yeah, so why's your informant lying to you?
Don't have an answer to that one, Nick.
Oh, maybe that's why you're still in gangs. Don't have the brains for homicide, do you?
Yeah, I tried.
You know, I think it's time we introduce a woman to this little mano at mano. I'd like a little time alone with your informant.
Hey, knock yourself out. Never said I was the expert.
I don't think it's a good idea. You don't run me. I think I can get something out of her.
You sure?
She agreed to talk to me. Maybe it was Harper here who was freaking her out.
I don't think you'll get anything useful out of her. You check her bio?
Yeah.
Institutionalized 3 times in the last 10 years. Double-digit IQ. Credibility suspect at best.
Yeah, well, let me be the judge of that.
Okay, Nico. It's your call. But walk softly.
Hey, what I told you was the truth. Manuel killed Maria. He told us he beat her to death.
Why?
Who knows? Because love is pain.
Please.
Or maybe because killing her showing how ruthless he was.
Don't buy it. Did you know Maria was pregnant?
Maria?
Manuel never mentioned it?
No. All he ever said was she was a good Catholic girl. Had to settle for, you know, the old...
Manuel and Maria never had sex?
He said no.
Did he ever mention a Jorge Escobar?
Who's he?
Heard he was Maria's boyfriend, an Infernales. What do you find so amusing?
Manuel had to settle for Maria's hand for 2 years. Then he finds out she's sleeping with another man, carrying his baby. And you don't know why he killed her?
Maria is dead. Why do we need to keep talking about this?
We checked the records at the clinic. This wasn't the first time Maria was pregnant. She had 2 procedures prior to this. Why did she keep this one?
Because she wanted children in her life. Another procedure, she might not have had that chance.
Elaine, come on. Help us out here. Do you know who the father is?
I don't know. I don't think even Maria knew that.
Real good Catholic girl.
We don't always choose what happens to us.
Care to expand on that?
She was raped. Sometimes that comes with the job.
Maria, I only knew her a little.
Did you know either one of her boyfriends?
No.
What about Mr. Pearson? Was he one of her boyfriends?
How about you? Did Mr. Pearson ever...
No.
Claudia, we're police officers. You can trust us.
I'm sorry, I had to look after Bobby.
Hey, Quincy.
Any luck finding the fetus?
I'm still working on it. Hey, Mickey, I might be a little late tomorrow. I gotta vote.
Vote? If you want to work this with us, maybe you should get the let out. One thing I can say, it's too bad I ain't got kids. Seems like half the nannies in town are banging their bosses. Anywho, we should have this one wrapped up in a couple of days.
Yeah? What makes you figure that?
Well, if that secretary of yours would find that DNA, we'd know who knocked up Maria. We'd find that. Voila.
Maybe.
Put my money on that Pearson guy. Get a look at his wife. Choose that over little 19-year-old J-Lo?
Yeah, well, I better be going. He's a real charmer.
You ever take that stick out of his ass?
Harper's a good guy.
Yeah, sure. Hey, Mick. You like what you're doing now?
What do you mean?
Some cold squad bullshit?
What makes you think it's bullshit?
Well, it certainly isn't like the old days. Seems like you spend all your time trying to figure out who the bad guys are. When we worked together, we knew who they were. We dealt with them. Simpler.
Maybe I'm tired of simple.
Come on, you? You don't remember rock and rolling with the bad boys, drinking till dawn, busting heads? Shit, you were a partier then.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm happy where I am.
You telling that to me? Or to yourself? You seen anybody?
No, not right now.
Neither am I.
We're working a case. Okay?
Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Thing is, I couldn't give two shits who killed Maria Estevez. Back when me and Barb were going through rough times, I'd think about me and you. Maybe
So why you asked me to work this case?
There's no putting anything past you, is there, Colin?
Maybe you took this because you wanted to get into my pants. But I want to find the bad guy.
Well, there's more important things in life than trying to figure out who killed a gang member. Know what I'm saying?
You want a drink?
No, thanks. I'll be as quick as I can.
It's okay. You're here now.
Okay. How did you end up in Ambleton?
My regular school said that it was a discipline problem. I got into trouble a ton of times.
How long were you there for?
2 years.
Same time as Billy Wells and Michelle Ripley?
She was pretty.
Yes.
What do you want to know about her for?
We believe that she may have been murdered.
So long ago, why does it matter?
Do you know this man?
It's Mr. Draney. He was a guard.
And him?
It's Mr. Myers. I liked him.
Did he ever do anything?
I like you. Come on.
No, Andrea.
Come on, you can hurt me. You can do whatever you want to me. Why don't you like me? It's because I'm garbage, ain't it? No. Slut garbage.
It's just I didn't come here for that.
It's because I'm too ugly for you.
Andrea, please. I know a lot of bad things happened to you at Ambleton. We need to know what they are, and I need you to help me.
A lot of bad things happened at Ambleton.
Like what? Andrea, please.
Sex.
Did people try to have sex with you when you were a child there? Who? Mr. Draney? Mr. Myers?
He took pictures of me. Naked pictures.
Did he try to have sex with you?
No.
It's okay, you can tell me.
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. Are you scared of the man that had sex with you? Is he still alive?
Can you stop it?
Okay. Okay, I just need you to do me a favor. Could you tell a lawyer?
No.
Not about the sex, okay? Just about Mr. Myers and the photographs.
Will you go out with me sometime?
Could you tell a lawyer about the photographs? Okay.
Hi, this is Christine Wren from the Vancouver Cold Squad. I'm wondering if you could call me regarding the status of FT 1073. It's crucial in the investigation of a murder that we're pursuing. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Pulling all-nighter or something?
Just getting the lead out.
I'm sorry, that was a little...
It's okay. You didn't say it. Besides, I got some news. There'll be some DNA testing of the estivus fetus here in a couple hours.
Great.
Heard you used to have a thing for that guy.
Uh-huh.
Is that still used to?
Talking to this guy again is a waste of time.
We have the DNA from Maria's baby. We eliminate the suspects one at a time. It's usually a good idea to start with the first. Mr. Diaz, I'm going to make this very simple. Did you know Maria Estevez was pregnant?
I didn't know she was pregnant. Maria and I never had sex. I mean, not in that way. On my word.
Okay, well, we can put an end to this if you're willing.
I'll do whatever you need.
We'd like to take a blood sample.
Okay. She really was carrying a child?
Mm-hmm.
I told Christine she could sit in. Okay, this first sample is from Manuel Diaz. You see the thin strands? Dopaminergic neurons, AKA Manuel's genetic map. We like to call them the fingerprints of the soul. Now, you see, the tiling is completely different, so we can actually rule out our friend Mr. Diaz as the father. Now, this I took from evidence used to convict Jorge Escobar. Well, Christine, why don't you tell us what you see?
There's blotching and no tiling.
Cute. Could you move that, please?
Looks like a completely different set of neurotransmitters. So I guess we can rule out Jorge as well.
I said get your hand off my ass. Sorry. Old friends. You stay. I'm going to talk to Ian Pearson.
Taking charge, eh? I can work with that.
Shut up, Steve. I'll call you if I find anything, jerk.
Sorry, I can't help you. Ian is still at work.
Mrs. Pearson, I realize this is a delicate subject, but I do need to ask you a couple of questions.
All right.
Do you have any reason to suspect that your husband may have been involved with Maria?
Get out.
I'm sorry if these questions upset you.
You want to ask another question, I'll need my lawyer.
Mrs. Pearson, there's really no need to get this.
Mommy!
Jesus.
Nanny's day off?
She says she's sick.
She downstairs?
At her doctor's. Now, if you'll excuse me. By the way, my husband does not need to find satisfaction outside this marriage.
Claudia? Claudia?
No, Detective, this is not the time.
Yeah, it is. Claudia, did you just have an abortion?
I want to go home.
Did you just have an abortion? Who was the father?
She does not have to answer any of your questions.
I know, but she doesn't have to be silent either. Now, did Mr. Pearson rape you?
I want to go home. I just want to go home.
Why? So he can do this again? That doesn't have to happen. Because I don't believe that getting raped is part of the job. Now, is that what happened? Did Ian Pearson rape you? Was that his child you were carrying?
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, I slept with Claudia. Can I go now?
We're not finished yet, Mr. Pearson. What about Maria?
No.
Will you be willing to provide me with a semen sample?
With pleasure.
Detective Collender, are you charging my client with anything at this point?
No.
Then my client will do no such thing. Maria Estevez was having sex with 2 men from warring gangs. Perhaps you should be looking at them.
You don't need to be directing my investigation.
Sounds like someone should be.
Really? Well, if your client refuses to give me a sample, then I will be forced to look at him on a rape charge.
What are you talking about?
Claudia Reyes.
I raped her? Is that what she says?
It's my experience that it's pretty hard to prove what happens between 2 people behind closed doors.
It's my experience that when a person is accused, most people, especially business associates, tend to believe the accused is guilty.
All right, fine. I slept with Maria as well, but both of them were willing.
Did you get her pregnant?
Hell, I don't know.
I believe you do.
And if I did, how's that make me guilty of murdering her?
She wasn't going to abort that baby. And I very much doubt that you wanted an illegitimate Hispanic child in your life.
Nice theory. Let me tell you what the problem with that is. The day Maria was murdered, I was at the Mazatlan Majestic. Both Monica and I. It was our anniversary. 10 wonderful years. So, after you check up on that, give me a call. I'll be waiting for your apology.
I need you to run down his story for me.
I'd rather look at Diaz. Just because he didn't knock her up doesn't mean he didn't murder her.
I'm running this.
I brought you on.
So you could sleep with me.
Yeah. So I guess this case has been a bust all around.
So, you vote today?
On the way to work.
Yeah, I gotta do that later. You gotta like Steve's chances, though.
So is this Andrea Wilkie showing up or not?
Yeah, she'll be here to make her statement any minute. Can I get you another coffee? Danish?
So how's it going?
Should have stuck with Ambleton.
You think figuring out Embleton would be any easier?
No, but it would mean I wouldn't have to see Steve Campbell ever again.
You mean Brad Pitt, don't you?
Mickey, this just came for you.
Andrea. Andrea.
For fear of waking.
Andrea?
Absolutely no surprises. I repeat, no surprises from the preliminary election results. We now have 48 constituencies reporting early figures. And William Steed and his Forefront Party hold 64% of the popular vote. That's 64%, and they'd seem well on their way to forming provinces next November. Just get away from me. Just get away from me. Just get
What happened to your partner?
It's not my partner.
I thought perhaps he was apologizing to my husband for accusing him of murder. Or did you do that?
What's it like getting old, Monica?
You'll find out soon enough. What are you driving at?
Your husband admitted to having sex with both your nannies.
Miss Collender, I'm painfully aware of my husband's indiscretions. There's no need to insult me.
Must have done okay, though. He did take you on a vacation to Mexico.
No, I didn't look too bad in a bikini, let me tell you.
Yeah? Did you look 19 again? Because that's how old Maria was. Wasn't she? Before she was murdered?
I believe so.
You and your husband, you went to Mexico together.
It was our anniversary.
Why then did you show up 2 days after him?
I had business to take care of.
What was it?
You're really reaching. She was a member of a street gang, for God's sakes.
What business did you have to take care of?
I can't remember right now.
I think you better try. Do you think he's sleeping with Claudia right now?
Detective.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That couldn't be possible. She's still recovering from the procedure. You know, from the last time he knocked her up.
Please.
You know what I think, Monica? I think you killed the wrong person. What business did you have to take care of the night Maria Estevez was murdered?
Hey.
Hey. I was just going through some of these files. I figure if I can contact some of these kids, maybe...
Nico, this job. Every now and then we lose one. I know you've had more of that than most.
I'm all right. I just want to solve this case.
Nico, I took a look at her file. She wasn't stable.
I know.
You know, I'm just saying...
Hey. You know, why don't you get Harper in here to do the I told you so?
I heard you got Monica Pearson to confess.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to say it? Okay, I'll say it. I was out of line.
Damn straight.
Thing is, maybe you're not the same woman I used to know.
No, one of us screw up.
Come on, Callender. There's a time that I couldn't keep up with you.
I know. I know. Just, you know, that person I was, a girl you knew, I'm different now.
Oh, so you went from cool to cold to frigid?
No, you know what? If that's the way... Forget it. Forget it. Just the way you want to see it, go ahead.
Sorry. It's just that I'm lonely, Mick. I messed up my marriage. Thought that maybe me and Callender, maybe there might be something there.
Yeah, well, might have been, you know, back then. But now...
Oh, you don't get lonely?
I doubt sleeping with you would change that.
Well, hey, if you ever want to reconsider. We'll see you, Mick.
Hey, baby, you need a little...
Get in.
Shit. We should stop meeting like this.
Shut up. What do you think you're doing here anyway? Do you know how many working girls get killed each year, raped, murdered?
Take a pill.
What, you think you're tough enough? You think you're tough enough? A guy comes at you with a knife, you tough enough for that?
I can handle myself. What's your problem anyway?
Forget it.
No, what's your problem?
I don't want to see you get hurt, okay? I see enough of that.
What, so you want to be my knight in shining armor or something?
Just be careful. Okay?
Okay, I will.
All right. You know how to reach me if you need me.
Yeah.